So may I ask Ms. Berry, the Trump Muslim ban, various other discriminatory aspects that impact the Asian American community, I want to simply ask you the question: what kind of violence has been generated against Asian Americans and Arab Americans in particular, the Muslim ban, that you've seen that has come out of the utilization of the Trump Muslim ban, the attack on how some Muslims may be attired, students in school? How is that atmosphere generated, from your perspective, violent acts against Muslim Americans? Ms. Berry?
Thank you, Congresswoman, for the question. In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we saw a significant surge in hate crimes in our country. One of the key things that we do at the Arab American Institute is try to increase hate crime data collection and reporting. We believe that data drives policy, and it's incredibly important that we have the accurate data on that. After the last year we have FBI hate crime data for is 2020, and it is literally the second highest year post 9/11. So from the 2016 presidential election to today, we have seen a marked increase in anti-hate against pretty much all communities. And we really do believe, while I'm not here to make a direct correlation between speech and hate, but when it emanates from our lawmakers, when it emanates from the presidential pulpit, it has a very real impact on communities and how they're targeted. And if I may, Congresswoman, I would love to take this opportunity because of what we're talking about here today. One of the most important things, Congresswoman Garcia pointed out that she was able to—
Excuse me, just a moment. Madam Chair, since we've gone so far over, would you permit me an additional time period to ask?
The ranking member always has an additional time period, and then the chair will close. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Congresswoman Garcia was able to remove her name from a no-fly list because the no-fly list actually has a better redress process than the watch list. And I think that's a pretty extraordinary thing. The watch list, we don't even know the size of it, so you don't know you're on it. There are estimations it could be well over 1 million people. That's a problem. We need to have a better due process practices in place. And then the final point I want to make, because I do think this is a historical hearing. This is important that we're examining 20 years later the rights of Arab Americans and American Muslims and South Asians. And one of the most important things we can do as we reflect on that is to actually address the issue of profiling in a very meaningful way. In 2003, then Attorney General Ashcroft issued profiling guidance that said we will not profile.
Barry, if you can summarize.
Sorry. We will not profile in 2003. Regrettably, those loopholes were so big that we issued new guidance in 2014 saying we will not profile. We continue to have a loophole that exists for national security, border security, and local law enforcement. And until we find a remedy for that, regrettably, the policies that we're talking about here today that impact our communities directly, but I would argue all Americans, they will find their way to all Americans, we need to do better.
Thank you.